Hello, everyone. It is Felicia Bender, the practical numerologist, and today we are talking all about the zero when it shows up as a challenge number. And we're talking numerology here, and more specifically, we're talking Pythagorean numerology. Now, you're going to think, well, zero, when do we talk about the zero in numerology? Haha. So, this is when we talk about it, when it shows up as a challenge. This is when the zero shows up in numerology. It also, sidebar, shows up if you, for instance, if your life path number or any of your core numbers shows up as a 10, a 20, a 30, a 40, anything like that where it has a zero. The zero is an intensifier. It makes it super duper that, right? It intensifies, it magnifies it. So the zero is an intensifier. So we can also bridge that into our conversation about the zero when it shows up as a challenge in one of your challenge cycles. Now, if you're unclear and you just think, oh, well, I know I have a lot of challenges in life. Yes, we all do. And yet we can specifically point to those in numerology. So if you're unsure of how to do this, this is actually what you can do it very, very specifically for you and your chart. So I would pause this video if you are not aware of your challenges, your challenge cycle in Pythagorean numerology. Take a look at the description box below. There's a video there that will go over briefly, just a brief description about how to understand what the challenge cycles actually are. And then there is a calculation about how to calculate those for you individually. And then also a calculation about how to understand the timing when these come into play and into place for you. All right. So, otherwise, what I am making a wild and crass assumption is that if you're watching this video, you already know that you are either currently experiencing a zero challenge, you have experienced a zero challenge in the past and would like to put some context around that, or that you are going to be experiencing one in the future and you would like to have a little heads up, have a little forewarned is forearmed. So with that said, we are diving right in and talking about the zero challenge. So when the zero shows up as a challenge number, it is teaching you and challenging you with issues related to, and I had to decide how to focus it and funnel it here, all about universal wisdom. Okay, so what does that mean? Basically, if mathematically, with the mathematical calculation that it takes to do the math for the challenge cycle, getting a 9 is not possible mathematically. Instead, a 0 shows up. So this number actually, in many ways, what holds hands with or takes the place of or merges with the elements and energy of the number 9. Okay, so that's a good thing to keep in the forefront of your mind as we're walking and talking through this. So it takes the place of the number 9, and in numerology, it is called the cipher number. It is also called the challenge of choice. So it's actually quite a substantial responsibility when this shows up in your chart, because it's kind of like the void. It's the vastness of nothingness and everythingness. It is all or nothing. It is all and nothing. It has this energy of opportunity and then also an energy of ultimate challenge, depending on you and depending on your focus, your clearly defined, the clarity that you have around what you want and how and why and why you want it. So again, it's this amplifier. So whatever you are focused on, when the zero shows up in your chart, that is going to be amplified. So if you're focused on lack and what isn't, and confusion and overwhelm, that's what you'll get more of. If you are meet up with this challenge where you're like, this is what I want, I'm going after it. I know it's a big ask, but I am in it I'm in it to win it, then the energy is going to support you with that as well. So the challenges here are that you can experience situations that do challenge the ability and desire to be of humanitarian service. Because remember, the 9 is the humanitarian, all about selfless service, all about being of service to the greater good in some way, shape, or form. So when you're hit with this challenge, you might be, like not really care about what effect what it is you're doing has on somebody else. You might not care about, I don't know, about anything of that nature. And so it can be a challenge point. And when you are challenged in that way, it's always going to bring some harsh lessons into play that will teach you and reveal to you the overall benefits, both personally and for others, of having this sort of benevolent, more giving frame of mind. Okay. So it's kind of that all or nothing, or all and nothing, as I stated before. And there is this high level of responsibility really with this challenge, because with great, with great power comes great responsibility. And this is a very powerful challenge to experience. So the opportunities here for you, the opportunity is that you will learn to devote yourself to selfless service in some way, to think about others, to really channel your energies that way. You'll be given opportunities to clean up your thoughts and those actions around those thoughts, and focus on giving back with your individual gifts and your talents. This is an opportunity and a challenge to extend yourself to do something bigger than yourself and bigger than your self-interest. That is going to be a key factor and feature with a 0 challenge. The issues here are that you might struggle with resisting that call. No, not hearing you, blah, 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 can't hear you. Yeah. So you're gonna, it can be like, no, you don't want to do that. So you might not want to heed the call to share in that human experience, and to extend your empathy, your compassion, and your actions to be of service during this time. You are learning to be without prejudice and without judgment, overarching critical judgment. That is very much a necessity during a 0 challenge, because it is, again, backing up and seeing the bigger picture with humanity as a whole, and in some way serving a positive function with that. So I hope that makes some sense for you, those of you who have a 0 challenge. If you would like to make sure that you've done your calculations correctly and understand the challenge numbers, please do reference the videos that are linked in the description box.